Ladies and gentlemen, let us bow our heads in a moment of silence to acknowledge the passing of Anderson Manufacturing. Howdy folks, you're watching Deuce. It is sad for me to report that we have lost a heavy hitter in the AR-15 world, especially the budget-minded AR-15 world, Anderson Manufacturing, the poverty pony themselves. Many of you are probably asking, Deuce, why do we care about one single manufacturer of AR-15 Lowers and AR-15s in general when there are so many budget-minded options out there? And I'll tell you why you should care, and that is because Anderson Manufacturing was the OG budget AR-15 lower provider. That's how they got their name, the Poverty Pony. The poverty portion of that nickname came from the fact that they sold at a very reasonable price, and the pony part of it was because their logo had a horse on it because they are from Kentucky, which is horse country. So what exactly happened to Anderson Manufacturing? I actually don't know, because I was at their GOA booth this time last year, and they had all kinds of ideas coming forward in the future. They had all kinds of deals and plans, and they were very excited about the coming years and decades going forward with their company. And then poof, they sold their entire kit and caboodle to Ruger firearms. This right here is my first 3-gun purpose-built competition rifle, and it is built on a very low-digit serial number from Anderson Manufacturing. It has been flawless as far as the lower is concerned for the entirety of its use, and it has been rode hard and put up wet. Because of this announcement, I researched a little bit more about Anderson Manufacturing and their past and their history as a company. And it turns out they've gone through a couple of name changes, and it's very difficult to pin down exactly what they did before they started making the Poverty Pony Lowers and AR-15s in general. But it looks like they were mostly into like aerospace technology, manufacturing for government contracts, which is very common for the firearms market. After somewhere around 20 years of dedicated AR-15 manufacturing, Anderson Manufacturing was known for 3 individual things for the most part. Number 1, high quality AR-15 strip lowers that cost almost nothing. They were practically free. They're so cheap, in fact, I bought 3 at once just for the sequential serial numbers. Some of you gun snobs out there are going to say, these Anderson Manufacturing lowers were all out of spec, they are garbage. You are wrong, sir. You are totally wrong. These are great. I've built well over a dozen AR-15s using Anderson Manufacturing lowers. The only problem I've ever come across is on occasion, the painting will clog up some of these holes and guideways that you gotta put springs into. So you gotta chase them out with a drill bit. Other than that, these have been fantastic. The second thing they're known for is their No Lube AR-15 uppers. I know that sounds crazy because we all know that you need a lot of lube on that bolt carrier group to function correctly in an AR-15. Unfortunately, I personally never got to use their No Lube upper out in a field, but apparently they were using some of their experience in the aerospace industry to coat some sort of nanotechnology coating, whatever, on their bolt carrier group and their upper receiver to the point where it functioned without any lubrication whatsoever. The third thing they are known for is what I got in my hands right now, and that is they were the only manufacturer of a budget-minded AR-15 Dissipator with a true rifle-length gas system. I have a whole video on this, which I'll put up here and a link down below as well. This is a fantastic rifle. Now, I only bought the upper and already had the lower built on also an Anderson Manufacturing lower receiver, and the thing just works. It works perfectly. It works every time with every bit of ammo I've ever put through it, which is not easy to do with a true dissipator setup unless you really know what you're doing, and they did. I trusted this company so much that I invested $200 into the tax stamp to make this into a short barrel registered rifle, so I no longer have to worry about the length of my barrels. Per the announcement, Ruger Firearms purchased the entire kit and caboodle of Anderson Manufacturing, including their sales staff, their designs, their manufacturing processes, their manufacturing facilities, and their manufacturing staff. They purchased everything. Also, per the announcement, the company Anderson Manufacturing is honestly no more. There's no warranty service. These things, if this breaks, it is up to me to fix it, replace it, what have you. There is no longer a warranty on these lifetime warranted products. which stinks. What is Ruger going to do with Anderson manufacturing facilities? Well, they're going to utilize it to manufacture more AR-15s and parts probably for other companies as well, just like what Anderson Manufacturing was doing. But unfortunately, Ruger's already set a precedent on what they do with firearm companies that they've purchased, namely Marlin. Ruger took the Marlin firearm name, continued to produce the lever action rifles from Marlin, which are their bread and butter, but they jumped the price up at least double, if not triple in some cases. So you can no longer get an inexpensive lever action rifle made by Marlin. They're all at least $1,000, if not higher than that. And some favored models, like the Marlin Model 60, no longer exist. They do not make them, which is super unfortunate because these are fantastic rifles. Which means the budget-minded AR-15 Lowers and AR-15 ideas from Anderson Manufacturing are gone. Ruger will probably never ever offer a budget item from the experience and the manufacturing facilities from Anderson Manufacturing. They're just going to produce what they already have produced at the same prices, if not higher. Now that we lost the Poverty Pony option, what do budget-minded shooters like myself, what are we going to do when we need to buy another AR-15, another AR-15 Lower for a specialty build? Who are we going to go to? And luckily there are a few options that I can recommend. The first and foremost, I believe, is Palmetto State Armory. They've done a great job in offering budget-minded AR-15 uppers, lowers, stripped receivers, all the same stuff that Anderson Manufacturing was offering. Anderson was typically a little bit cheaper than PSA, but not always, and PSA has all kinds of crazy deals, especially around any kind of holiday. If you really want to go full-on budget mode, you can always print your own, roll your own. These are very cheap. I do highly recommend the Hoffman Tactical design. Oddly enough, I found out recently that he's my neighbor. He actually made his own hot air balloon and flew it over my property one time. Who knew? Small world. Another budget-minded company that caters to AR-15 enthusiasts like myself is Bear Creek Arsenal. Now, they have kind of a shady past and shady history with quality control, but their strip lowers should be fine. I'm not even sure if they make them themselves or if they just order them to be made by another company, but their strip lowers should be fine. I don't have personal experience with them, but it's hard to mess these up. On the other hand, their completed uppers and complete rifles do often have quality control issues with their assembly. Not the parts themselves for the most part, but their assembly processes is very sloppy. So consider them a pre-assembled parts gun that you're probably going to have to take apart and redo anyway. So keep that in mind if you go the Bear Creek Arsenal route. A fourth and final option that is available to us budget-minded AR-15 enthusiasts is made by High Point Firearms. Yes, High Point, the maker of the amazing, inexpensive pistol caliber carbines, has started making AR-15s chambered in 5.56 and 300 blackout. I have yet to hold one in my hands yet, so I cannot recommend one just yet. I hope to remedy that very, very soon, maybe even in a couple of weeks at the GOA convention coming up, which I will, of course, be bringing you guys along with me for that. High Point is an option if you're willing to deal with the High Point name on the side of your receiver. Well, guys, that's for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like and go subscribe. A lot more is on the way. Let me know down in the comments below what your budget-minded options or what you'll be buying since the Anderson Manufacturing option is no longer available. As always, you guys have a great day. See ya.